Okay, well, as your characters are minding your own business, fulfilling the obligations you have set upon yourselves, as a tall figure approaches you, a young black-haired human man dressed in a patchwork of vibrant clothing, his visage that of a pale man in dire need of assistance. He approaches each of your characters and goes, "Ah, do excuse the bother, but I seem to find myself in need of assistance. Please, I recently received a letter from a dear friend about his plight, and not being the adventurous sort, I can do nothing but ask for your help. If you would please take this letter and consider it, and consider." He then proceeds to hand each of you a letter. Um, which one of you can read if you so choose to.
Hail to the might and valor. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. Hail to the might and valor.
You gonna do it in character voice there,
Oh,
I,
I'm just trying to read it.
I can read it. I'll go for it.
Okay.
If you scroll down,
If
there
you
is a
scroll down, there's
typewritten
the
one.
typed up version.
Oh, hey, that is okay. Give me a second, Heath.
Okay.
Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We pledge to thee the desperately needed assistance. Ugh. The love of my life. Irina?
Irina,
Thank you. Irina Kolian.
Kalyana,
Thank you. Koliana has been afflicted by many evils so deadly that even the good people of our village, cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound. And I would have her saved from this madness. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows, if thou shalt be answered my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have is thine. Kioli,
Kalyan.
Kalyan Idrovich Brogamaster.
Burgomaster.
Thank you. I could not have read that.
Apparently not, man. Burgermaster's just a normal word.
You mean Burgermaster?
I listen, man. It's almost 11
It
o'clock
seems
here.
like intelligence was your dump stat.
Actually, it was surprisingly. Let me check. I don't think it was. It was. To be fair, it's an 11.
With that, the tall figure makes a promise to meet up in the day after, as he would give each of you a time to consider it, and he leaves.
Did
I
he
take
give
no
us
time
the?
to consider and tell
Wait.
him I will.
Are we all separate or are we all together? Just for clarity's sake.
This is happening to each of your characters from whichever
World. Okay,
world
that's what I
you're
figured.
in.
So we're all different world. Gotcha.
I tell him there is no need to consideration for me to consider. I will help him immediately.
Since I'm since I was an archaeologist and stuff, do I have any idea on what the land of Barovia is?
I'll say no. Based on the fact that you would need to interact with one of two groups to know what Barovia is, and neither group is very up in front with their information.
Right. Can I break down the logistical words and go like a barrow with a via means it's rich. Got it.
Checks out.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Well then, in the coming evening, sleep overtakes all of you. A deep, restful sleep, completely a whole new sensation for two of your characters, namely the Eladrin and the Warforged. As for the first time in what is presumed your entire life, you fall completely unconscious. And then you wake in a different place, your belongings strewn all about you. Instead of where you fall unconscious, you wake near the end of an old road, black pools of water um, reflecting the ever growing mists. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the mist. The first one to awaken is Shamus.
I get up and I look around. So I just see this dark mist and everything. Do I see anybody or anything else?
You would probably in the distance spot three other figures in the roughly same situation as you.
Hey, Seamus will kind of blink, look about, rub his temple, goes, "Ah, this is the right piece of shit, isn't it?" And we'll walk towards the three figures, cautiously with his he in his scale mail and shield out. He kind of slowly approaches them. At his side, you see what looks to be hanging from his side is a rather ornate-looking longsword, and on his other hip looks to be a very nicely made but somewhat cheap-looking flute.
Okay, well, you approach an Eladrin named Aldrin, and would the both of you like to introduce yourselves to each other?
Sure. Eladrin, actually, as you look at Eladrin, he kind of looks a lot like his picture. Very tall, pale skin. Weirdly, his hair seems
I
surprisingly.
just realized. Moving on.
Oh, Tristan.
The cathedral to be.
Okay. As I was saying, what was it? Yes. As you look at him, you can see that he has a very his armor. He also has scale mail, but his is a lot more decorative. With instead of it looking like more like scales, kind of looks like leaves. To the point where you can even see like the individual, like the stemming of the leaves, whatever it's called. He has two scimitars, surprisingly, strapped onto his side, and a really like well made and like taken care of long bow with arrows, and a cloak which he currently is putting on when he starts seeing Seamus appear, but previously wasn't on.
You're an elf, aren't you?
Yes, and you must be a human. I believe that's what your species is called.
Last time I checked at least. Though, to be honest, the recent events have made me wonder about that a bit.
You don't know if you're human or not?
Well, I think I am, but my ma was human. But, let's just say, events in my early life made me question that identity.
Hmm. Uh. Hmm. Well, not human. My name is Eladrin
Oh,
of the Feywilds.
well, a pleasure to meet you, Lodrin. Name's Seamus.
Yes, not human Seamus. Um, what, do you happen to know what realm we're in? I presume this could be your homeland?
Not a chance. I was actually going to ask if we were in some sort of Feywild area.
Maybe the Winter Court, but I don't go there unless I'm forced.
Yeah, the Winter Court usually this creepy.
Eh, I don't not I don't know, not cold enough.
Yeah, it's got a briskness to it, but definitely not winter.
Yes, you're quite funny, not human Seamus.
Oh, thank you. I
But
tried my best.
yes. who are these your friends? As I point to the unconscious forms, surprised just next to us.
Well,
At this point, Brexton would awaken.
Oh, my head. Oh, hello to you. I'm Broxton Cromwell. I have no idea where I am. I have no idea who I owe money, but we can talk trade.
Seamus will just kind of look at the elf with a kind of like, should we take him for a ride look? And then shakes his, nah.
Elijah looks at Seamus, utterly confused the looks he's giving him.
You said
Brexton thinks he's part of a shakedown or something. All of his shit's off of him except for his medallion and shit.
Yeah.
And two people are talking over his unconscious body. He thinks he's getting fucking robbed.
no offense, sir, but you normally wake up being robbed in the morning.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, I have a lot of long nights. So, yeah, honestly, a good amount of times.
Yeah, to be fair, I can't really judge. I've known a few to do the robbing and been robbed, but this ain't one of them.
I'm a man of incalculable amounts of wealth who doesn't really keep all of it, mostly just because he keeps getting robbed. So, yeah.
Have you ever thought of hiring a bodyguard?
No, I'm pretty good at that. It's just people just literally walk up. They're like, "Hey, Broxton, can I have some money?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I give them like a gold, and then someone else steals my purse. And that trick has happened to me about 5 times. It's not fun.
Okay, this is why Seamus is gonna look Broxton up and down. Have I seen him before?
Yeah, no. Braxton is really it's one of those things where like his demeanor and like the way he's like his complete like the way he's presented himself throughout, you did not see the man you see before you. This guy looks like a like 5'10", 5'11". He's got like a bunch of like a lot of his hair is kind of shocked white. You can tell he isn't old enough where all of his hair is turning white or gray, but it's still white and gray. Like his skin is like, you know, it doesn't look like he was like, and it doesn't look like he's necessarily healthy, but it doesn't look like he's necessarily sickly. It's this kind of weird like middleman where you're just like, maybe he needs some like, you know, maybe he needs some vitamin C or something to get that shit back up into the red. He wears usually like dusty clothes. You see that he's got this big wooden case to his side with like a bunch of maps and scrolls sticking out of it. You can see what's actually present in front of him is this around his neck. He's got this kind of medallion around him, and on the medallion is like a head of a snarling wolf. And for weapons, you can see that on his back he has a light crossbow, and to his side he has a short sword. But yeah, no, like looking at this man, you would say like, hey, he seems like somebody who would either be competent or maybe he's got like a storied past, but he's just shared a lot of information really confusingly.
Yeah, Seamus is just gonna look out. I don't suppose you ever been by Baldur's Gate?
No, I was mostly hanging around Schult around this time. You know, there's a lot of archaeological ruins and many different places where people haven't really figured everything out, and so I traveled from Baldur's Gate to Schult, but no, I haven't hung around there.
At this point, Eladrin pipes up and goes and turns to Seamus and says, wouldn't it be rude to just hang around this man's Baldur's Gate all the time? Doesn't he get annoyed?
It's the name of a city, my friend.
A city?
Hey, you know, with like lots of people in the houses and such.
Yes, I know it's a city. I know what a city is, but
It's the
why
name
would
of the city.
yes, but why name a city after a man's gate? Why not just the man? Why not call the city Baldur?
They named the city Neverwinter, son. Like literally, there's winter every single year. It makes no sense. Naming conventions are mostly based on who established it, a sort of storied past for it, and or a goddish or a god worship sort of thing.
You know, honestly, I sometimes think they just make it up out of their ass.
At about this time, N21 activates and kind of spots your merry little band chatting away.
Oh, the man in armor's up!
Ah,
I-
yes, Metal Man.
I just you see that this this man in armor, which you assumed was a man, leans up, and his movements are very like stiff and very fluent, like very stiff and like kind of like he doesn't really seem to accelerate and decelerate at like normal person rates. He just kind of starts and stops, and he just sits up, looks over to you, and you can just see these two like yellow glowing eyes. What you assume were under the plate. On his person, you can see what seems to be a white and yellow tunic that has the sun embroidered onto the front, and on his cape, you can see the same symbol repeated. He seems to be wearing heavy armor of sorts, and he has a large plume coming out from the top of his helm. With a longsword to one side and a shield to the other, he stands up and looks at you all and says, "Greetings," as he just puts up his hand, his arm, holds out his hand, and just kind of like makes a circle with it in the air.
You know, that's the oddest
I-
handshake I ever did see.
No, he was waving hello. Hello, sir. Braxton waves it the exact same way, thinking it's cultural differences.
Hello. Who are all of you?
Oh, the root of us.
Actually, yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, sorry there. Yes, you said your name was Braxton, right?
Yeah, Braxton Cromwell.
Ah, that's, yeah, sorry. How rude of me. Name's Seamus.
Nice to meet you, Seamus.
A pleasure. And our elven friend here, I suppose you should introduce yourself.
Ah, yes. Greetings, I am Alarin. And who are you, Mr. Man in Metal?
I am SU-N21.
Your name's
Yeah,
Sammy.
well, that's a weird name, but I mean, did they have 20 other Sues around, or?
Yes. You can say
Oh,
Boy, you came
Alright.
from a big family.
that is a way of putting it, I suppose.
By the way, Jordan, are Warforged a thing in like Baldur's Gate in this, or what? Like, would we have any fucking clue what he is?
In Baldur's Gate, I believe they're not.
Yeah, I figured. Like, I don't think he'd.
So, to most of you, this would look like an animated armor.
Hey,
Ah,
Seamus is
animated
gonna
armor.
like get up close and look at him. Like, is there? Holy hell! There's nobody in there, is there?
I question what you mean. I am here.
Oh, I get it, but
Hey.
like, there's nobody in the armor. You are the armor.
Yes and no. I can remove my outer shell, but that would leave me vulnerable.
You're like, but what's underneath the armor?
Mainly me, but to put that into perspective, if you're trying to compare it, instead of flesh and blood, there is wood and metal and oil and sap.
Holy hell, are you some sort of sentient golem?
I suppose that is a way of putting things, and not an inaccurate statement.
I have to admit, that's the first time I've ever run into one of them. So where are you from there, mister? You said SUN21. You know what? I'm just...
Oh,
Sorry.
no, I apologize. Continue.
No, it's just, I've never seen you around, and I suppose you're not from Baldur's Gate either.
Negative. I have no information on this Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
I-
Oh, well, it's just stuff that never went it.
Negative. I have not heard of this Neverwinter.
Oh, it's to the west of Phandalin.
Negative. I have not heard of this Vandalin.
That means way
Oh,
south
shit.
of Icewind Dale.
I am simply from the Abbey.
The Abbey. There's a lot of abbeys. Did the Abbey have a name?
I mean,
It was the Abbey of the Sun.
Oh, well.
It's a place of worship for the god Pelor.
Pelor. Would Cromwell have any idea on who Pelor is? I doubt it, because it's different dimension god.
Make me a religion check because some gods deal interplanar. Planar.
interplanar.
Great.
Thank you.
I didn't put points. Oh, shit.
You would be aware that it's a sun deity of some sort.
Hey, alright. Well,
a
Mr.
generally god-aligned god.
Well, that's good.
Well, this is a bit...
Alright.
Oh.
Sorry. It seems like me and Seamus try and talk at the same time, which I again apologize for, Mr. Seamus. So Mr. SUN21, you come from an Abbey of Sun. Seamus here comes from Baldur's Gate. I come from Trolt. Where did you come from, Mr. Eladrin, sir?
I come from the realms of the Feywild. I am a Gaheel.
Say,
A knights errant, as your primitive tongue would have translated.
so somehow we all from different places got to a place that was part of the Feywild, part of like Baldur's Gate Saltish, and also had an active abbey of Pelor, which I'm not saying he's a bad god or anything. I'm just saying like Lathander's usually worshipped most of the time.
Wait a minute
So-
here. I just had a
Hmm.
weird thought. Did anybody else get one of these? And I'm gonna pull out the... Do I have the paper on me?
Yes.
I pull out the note. Anybody have one of these?
Yes.
Yes. I was quite
Yeah.
surprised to see a human at the Feywild. Really quite weird. Probably should have thought more about that before accepting it.
Well, to be honest, I
Yes.
usually take any job that comes my way if it pays well, but this might be a bit above the pay grade.
Yes,
Deserves
Just for clarification for Aldrin, you would be aware that it wasn't just a human. That was a tribe. That was a human from a tribe called the Vastani, which are well-known interdimensional travelers.
Oh. Yes. Okay then. Alright, I'll say yes. Avastani gave it to me. Usually I don't. I was quite surprised to see one approach me, but who knew? You know, they always end up in the most surprising places.
Vistani. Is that a certain tribe or group or?
Yes, they are a tribe of humans known to traverse the various multiversal planes.
Multiversal planes.
Yes, the Feywilds, the Shadowfell, the material plane where I presume all of you are from, since you're all mortal and whatnot. You know,
Looks over at
heavens,
Sunny.
hells.
his statement is not incorrect.
Yes, though from what you say, to find one, whatever job this is, he must have brought us here with whatever technique they use to traverse the planes themselves.
Hmm.
He said he needed help, and I wish to help him.
I mean, the job said it'd pay, and not one to turn down a good paying job, and
Hey,
Not
we're
adverse to help
entering
either.
yeah. Honestly, we're entering into a new area. I've never heard of this land called Barovia. There's all sorts of secrets and mysteries to uncover. I mean, I'm in for that.
That should
Oh, sorry. Sorry for interrupting you, Mr. Sun, but is there any sort of like call sign, a small destination other than saying SU-N21 that you would not find offensive?
You may give me any designation you find appropriate.
Well,
If
I mean,
there is a need, I shall inform you of such.
he's got the
Hmm.
sun on him, and let's be honest, S-U-N, sun, sunny,
Sonny?
short and sweet.
Well, we gotta make sure we don't, like, accentify it a lot, so we go like, hey, Sonny, I know you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to talk down to him. But yeah, I like Sonny.
Very well. I shall be known as Sunny to you all.
Oh, no, wait, oh god, no, okay, hold on, I gotta pull up the player list, there we go. Aldrin, are you okay with Sonny?
Actually, Blackstone, do you mind putting your like character name underneath your name tag for that?
Oh, yep, I'm doing it right now.
That's my bad, I'm sorry.
It's a bit of an odd situation we're all here, though. It seems like we all woke up in a strange land with no other reason than, well, let's be honest, we've been sort of being kidnapped here.
I believe we came here voluntarily.
I mean, we were given a piece of paper. I just hadn't fully accepted the job yet.
I mean, as a person who's been kidnapped a lot, this isn't my usual form of kidnapping, yeah, no, this is strange.
You've
True,
lived a really
yes.
interesting life, hasn't you, Mr. Braxton?
No, not at all.
Hmm.
Pretty mundane.
Why do I feel like I don't believe you? But
Hey. Different strokes, different folks. I mean, you know, what you do every day seems very interesting to me.
I mean, yes, parties, hunting, kidnapping the foolish mortal whom we come across. You know, everyday things.
Did we meet before? Did you kidnap me once?
I don't know. Did you ever? I don't know. Sing a? Do you happen to be a very beautiful young lady or handsome young man with a dashing good singing voice?
I don't have a good singing voice, so I guess it wasn't me.
Well, to be honest, it sounds like you were looking for me. He says with like a cock smile.
And he is pretty dashing.
Yes, true.
Did you try to kidnap Seamus here, Aldrin, and then you just grabbed the two of us while you were around?
I don't think so, because this certainly doesn't.
You're
look like my
not
home.
sure? You're not sure?
Sunny will just put his hand into the air and just kind of wait.
Yeah, Sonny, what is it? I'm sorry.
He'll put his hand down and he will say, I mean not to interrupt, but if someone is in danger, I believe time may be of the essence. I believe we should proceed.
Oh,
Hey, walk and talk.
sounds like
Yeah.
an idea, except which direction are we going in? I mean,
I
You
presume
are
down the
at
road.
well, roads go two ways, though.
Well,
No,
if
you're at
behind
the
us.
end of a dirt road.
I believe the path goes that way as I point down the road.
It just mirrors a little creepy that we start at an end of a road.
I presume they wanted us to go into a certain direction, and so they put us at the end.
Or
Seems
this
quite-
could simply be the beginning.
Actually, it's pretty creepy that that all the trees are pretty much like dead and there's a bunch of mist and
Oh, aye, it's creepy as all hells, but let's all be honest. I guess we gotta keep moving down, otherwise we'll never get anywhere.
Agreed.
we can walk and talk. So, Aldrin, how do you usually kidnap people? Is it like this or?
No, it depends what seasonal mood we're in at the time. Let's just say when we're happy, it's usually getting you guys drunk and offering to give you guys food or parties or wealth. And then,
Mm.
you can't leave after that. Magic rules, stuff like that. When we're, let's say, cold and distant, we just ride you down with our horses and, I don't know, tie you up or stab you, depending on which is closer to our hands.
So you're saying is that you're either really hospitable or right bastards?
And you, my friend, must have met Faye then.
Should I be
Oh, so,
concerned
okay.
about your intentions here?
Honestly, not that much. This is the first time I've ever truly been outside of the wild. even outside of my outside of the kingdom of the Eladrin in the wilds. I, I saw this note and thought, at least a chance to see something new, you know.
Oi.
Well,
And would you know it, I somehow experienced what you people call sleep and found myself here.
was that what that was?
I presume our eyes were closed and we don't remember what happened after a couple hours.
I
At
mean,
least
you
that's
could
what
have also been
all-
knocked on the head, I suppose.
I have never experienced a sleep before.
Did you dream?
Do
Of a
robots
sheep?
dream?
I
they,
did not.
do they dream of a robotic sheep?
Yeah, that's good. There was one place I was exploring that said as soon as their robot god was dreamt, it summoned an eldritch horror. So it's good that not everyone can do it.
Are you saying Sonny here is akin to beholders?
No. I mean, he's dreamt and nothing happened. It was fine.
I did not dream, but this place, I would imagine, could be described as a dream. It has a sort of morbid beauty to it.
Hey, we could all have our dreams connected through some sort of sacred artifact cross dimension.
You mean like a piece of paper?
Yeah, and we all got the same piece of paper.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm
Question.
thinking.
I pinched
Question,
myself.
friends. New friends. Not Seamus. Drunk man. Mr. Robot. Did you all, and I start describing the man who gave us the letter, from him get this letter from that man as well?
Yes, pale, black hair, kind of scrawny.
Yeah, pale, black hair, kind of scrawny. Said he represented a burgomaster.
It's a burgomaster, Raxton. It's a type of mayor.
A burgomaster accent.
By the way, as we're walking along, can I just keep an eye out to the woods and just as I'm just looking around, taking in the new scenery?
Yes, make me a perception check.
Oh, boy.
As well as, whilst we have now started rolling, being a renowned professor of laseology, I would like Braxton, Aldrin, and Sunny to make me a 1d40 roll.
1d40.
And then I would like Shamus to make me a 1d14 roll.
Did you say 1d40?
Yes.
Also, I got a 14 on that perception check.
God, what's the code for rolling again? I never bother to type it
Slash
out.
R.
Slash
Slash R
space.
space, and then you die.
1d14.
Aldrin 15. Shamus 7.
Braxton got an 8, and if you flip it sideways, it's infinity, and that usually unlocks it too.
I'm not sure if being low is good or bad in this case. I'm terrified.
As am I.
You are directly in the middle of a D14, sir. It is 7.
I'm just referring to the fact you guys are rolling D40s and I'm rolling a D14. Either means I'm really screwed or you guys are really screwed. One way or the other.
A legend comes by and adopts Seamus, and so he has to make a new character.
Don't worry about these rolls. They're literally just for the DM to do something.
Oh yeah, because that's never scary. Says the right, Michael, when big giant rocks.
Things happen, man. You just gotta go with the flow, with the fish. But also, 14 on that perception check.
With the 14, you would notice that the forest is remarkably devoid of any form of life, which is peculiar in and of itself. And the second thing you notice is the unnatural movement of the mist, almost leading you down the road.
As an Eladrin, would I have heard of this, I don't know, realm or like environment?
And this is, like, universally speaking, this is literally as far as you can get from the Feywild as you possibly can. Like, you would have more information on the mortal plane than the Shadowfell.
But would I recognize it as the Shadowfell, or would I just feel like this is a weird part of the mortal plane?
it definitely doesn't feel like the prime material. So you are aware that you are in a separate dimension. You don't feel like this is the you don't feel like this is the prime shadow. Like, this doesn't feel like the shadow fell to you. It seems vaguely reminiscent, but not quite there.
Like a copy of a copy, essentially. This is what someone told me the Shadowfell was supposed to be like. But okay. After looking around for a bit, Eldrin's gonna say, "So, how did so? Do you guys often get be transported to alternate realms?"
Honestly,
No,
first time.
This is a first for me, though the mist here is interesting. It's
Wait,
almost
this
as-
is an alternate realm. I just thought, like this, we could still be in any of our realms. We could just woken up in some kind of weird sort of forest
Well,
or a pocket dimension.
to be fair,
no,
Braxton,
no.
two of us,
This-
if not more, at least, are from an alternate realm right now. So it's a fair statement.
Yeah, but we could be in one of those like 3 options.
No.
I could have just taken a
This-
bender and fell through a portal.
Yes, this may be the Shadowfell. No, but no, it just doesn't feel right. But this is definitely not the realm of men or mortals. This is the prime material plane.
Wait a minute. The Shadowfell. Ain't that like more or less like a land of the dead sort of thing?
How to explain it? Yes, if the Feywild is nature and chaos unending, then the Shadowfell is the opposite. Instead of endless days of summer and spring and winter, it is a land of stagnant death and night, where nothing changes and all is misery.
Well, sounds like we're in the right cocker of a good place.
Sunny will just kind of like hold his hand up in a fist, like not like non-threateningly, but he'll just kind of stop moving.
Braxton doesn't run into the robot. No, animated armor. My apologies. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right.
You hold your tracks.
Hey, Sonny, what are you doing?
Oh, I apologize. The silence here is deafening. I wanted to take it in for a moment. Also, have any of you noticed the mist seems to be pulling us down the road?
Hey, referring to the mist is moving towards the road.
No, it seems to have a pull on us.
You know what? It's an easy thing. Let's turn. I turn around and look. Is the mist like literally covering up where we've previously been?
Yes.
Oh yeah. You know what? Shitty's right. Look, we can't go back. The mist is literally herding us like a bunch of sheep.
That's disconcerting.
For a lion so dead, it's surprising he has such strong will.
Is there
It
a
is
rock by us?
Yeah.
Okay, Chavis gonna pick up a rock. He's gonna cast light on it to brighten up and toss it into the mist.
Okay. Would anyone like to roll me an advantaged perception check?
I'll take a peek
Sure.
since I was the one doing it. I have proficiency in perception, so 19s.
Okay. As the light pebble illuminates the mist behind you, you, for a brief second, almost spot. It's not a humanoid figure, but it's definitely like a figure in the mist. And as soon as you pay it attention, it evaporates.
We're
Sunny puts
being
his hand
watched.
up, creates a circle, like puts his hand up, makes a circle with it, and just says, "Hello, I am SU-N21."
The mist gives no reply.
So apparently the mist is alive or haunted by a ghost or something of the sort.
Yes, maybe, but at least for now, we're being watched.
I think that's to be safe to assume. I guess there's nothing else to do but keep moving forward. Unless you think we can attack the mist.
I don't know. Do any of you control massive amounts of weather magic?
I would prefer not to incur violence if possible.
I mean, that's fair enough. I wasn't planning to pick a fight with nature.
Oh, you shouldn't. You would lose horribly.
Then let's give it.
And I mean, let's be fair. We've been winning against the nature for a good amount of time. I mean, we made cities, tore down a few forests.
I rather
think
like
you fought?
nature.
You were loud.
I rather like nature, but I believe we should proceed forward until given reason not to.
I agree. Let's just keep moving forward. One step in front of the other.
Yeah, you follow the trap until the end of the line, and then at the last minute you do something unexpected and get out of it scot-free.
Fair enough. Tell you what, Braxton, I'll take the high road and you can take the roller road. But I bet you I'll be home before you.
It's the same road. We're all traveling the same path. If there was a hard road, I'd take it. Yeah, we can do that, sure.
I have a question. For a place so foreboding and I don't know, quite willful, why hasn't anyone come to spoken with us? I mean, it's obvious we're being watched, being led somewhere.
Maybe they can't speak. I mean, it is mist. It may not have vocal cords.
There's a great evil here. If you summon adventurers to go stop it, you probably don't want to go like, oh, hey, adventurers. This mist that can track you and is prowling around. Hey, I'm the guy telling you where to go.
Maybe.
Braxton is chewing on a ration. That's why his action's going weird.
Fair enough.
Well,
Nope.
that's true. Aldrin actually starts taking out his bow and loads an arrow. Well, let us see what challenges us to stay.
I think we better be getting ready. I'll take out. Seamus takes out his shield and kind of holds his flute in his hand. It might feel like a little bit of a tune while we walk.
Hey, wait a minute. Actually, I got a question for you, Aldrin. You seem to be very in tune with nature and stuff.
I suppose.
Is it... I don't want to be like, I don't want to assume anything, but is there any possibility that you can, say, if we pass by a tree or something, you're able to commune with it, get some more information, or...
Aldrin gives you just this blanched dead eye. It's not aggressive. He just looks at you like he's like 1,000-yard stare for your
Look,
your
all
face.
I'm saying is you're literally wearing the mirror sock. Naturalist thing, you said nature's great and stuff, and I've heard about some people who like nature a lot who are able to do it. I just thought you had the capability. I'm sorry for assuming.
Oh, so all dwarves know how to dig and mine and build massive creations. All Eladrin and Fae must obviously be able to speak with nature and talk with trees and stuff like that.
I was trying not to assume that, but then you said that, nature reigns supreme and that you kidnap people into the Feywild and that, you did give me a few hints, man. I don't feel that bad about it. And I was really just asking a question. And I did apologize even before I asked the question. So I feel completely vindicated. That's the word. And I'm fine. I don't feel bad at all.
I mean, to be fair, it's
If you want
fair.
that chip on your shoulder, I guess you can put a pine cone up your ass. I don't know.
To be fair,
Sonya will-
I don't think you meant anything by it. Just quick question.
Yeah.
The answer: I am not a wild speaker or druid. I am an arcane archer, the warrior leader of my people. I can kill things, and I kill things good.
And you don't have some sort of racial thing that lets you talk to things. Because I did know, these gnomes that could talk to squirrels and things.
I can
I like squirrels.
I can disappear through mist, and that's it.
Well, fair enough. Each to their own, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a good time to talk about our combat capabilities, actually, since you brought it up. So, you can shoot at people from a good amount of range, and you're a good warrior, right?
Yes, I also am quite. I dabble in the arcane arts. Let's just say.
Ah, I see. Well, similar thing here. After I went searching a certain tomb, I was able to get this medallion, and so I have a constant, ever-present curse on me, which is fun. And so I used this short sword and my trusty crossbow, and I go hunting for all manner of beasties.
Wait a minute.
Sunny will go up to you and just pat you on the head and say, "I am sorry, you are cursed."
Well, it's not contagious. Just don't touch my medallion. You're fine.
Oh, I am not afraid of contagion, but I am just showing pity for you, Pat.
Oh, it's sympathy, but if you want to say it's pity, I understand too.
Hey, let's right. So you're cursed.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing to occur.
I mean, why do you think I keep getting kidnapped all the time? I'm just unlucky.
Oh, I figured that's there's a difference between unlucky and cursed, though.
Oh, I just assumed you liked getting kidnapped.
It could be a
No,
kink.
it wasn't a
to be
fetish
fair.
thing. No.
You don't have a kink for being tied up and waking up in strange places, and
Look, okay, just because even if I did have a kink like that, which I'm saying I'm not saying I do, doesn't mean that I paid people to steal from me to fulfill that kink. You know what I mean?
If you have a kink, I can get it out.
No, thank you.
Are you sure? I have the tools available.
I am fine. Maybe if there's a kink later, you can buff it out. We'll see. But right now we're okay. There is no kink.
Very well.
At
I
about
apologize if that caused you any sort of discomfort.
Oh God.
at about this time, the fog spills out to cover the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming grey in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their head now lying amongst the weeds at their feet. And I would have.
Jameis just look at the heads and go, "Well, that's a neat little place, isn't it?"
I
You
am
think
sad.
they take better?
I am sad that I do not have the strength to put the heads back where they belong.
Not relatives of you, are they, Sonny?
Not that I am aware of. I don't believe I have what you would call relatives.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, the place looks so inviting. You think we should all just head in, or what?
No other option.
Man, before we head in, is it okay if I inspect the gate really quick? This is a magnificent. Oh, this is magnificent design and craftsmanship, and so I want to take a quick look at it, maybe document it a bit.
I agree. I would also like to take in the view.
Sure, there, Braxton. Why don't you take a quick gander? I'll play a little tune while you do it.
Yeah, thank you. I use my historical knowledge feat for my background. This isn't a ruin or a dungeon, but I assume that I can have it for general. Hey, this thing's fucking massive. Can I get a lay of the land at all, or can I roll a check?
Sure. I'll give you advantage for this. Make me an advantage history check.
Take a D6, because I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Oh my god. It's happening again. Oh, hey, no, 15.
You're welcome.
Saved it.
Okay. With a 15, something at the back, you're not sure about where this knowledge comes from. You've seemed to have read it a long time ago and it didn't interest you much at the time, but something at the back of your mind tells you about a valley near Neverwinter a long time ago that has been lost to the ages. It used to be ruled by a human noble family, and then something happened, and no one has heard of anyone coming from there ever again.
Oh my god. This may be one of the biggest archaeological finds in the fucking century.
Language.
Oh, I apologize, sorry. Of the
Thank you.
frickin' century.
I appreciate your accommodations.
Yeah, no, so, back in Neverwinter, a place that two of you don't know about, there used to be this land that was owned by this noble family, and then one day it all just fucking vanished, and this is the gates to that land.
Are you saying someone transported an entire city, and now we're where that city was transported?
I'm not even saying it was a city. It was a place near Neverwinter. It could have been any amount of land or something. My memory's a bit foggy about the place, and I'm not the most book learned about it. It could literally be anything, but this is like missing pieces of a world that just was lost years ago. The amount of things we could find in here, I'm going straight on in.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Perhaps we should keep an eye out, though, just to be safe.
Oh, of course, there's all like all these places, even if everyone died and stuff, have a lot of natural defenses because people like hoarding their loot.
I will accompany you, Braxton.
This seems quite interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jordan was
As you approach the closed gate, it creakingly slowly opens.
Well, isn't that
you see-
interesting? These doors seem to be automatically opening for us. Wonder what you call that.
Maybe
I,
it's the same force that that moves the mist around. Maybe it's some kind of wind prison, like an elemental or something.
Sunny goes up to the door, just gives it a pat and says, "Thank you," and proceeds to walk through.
Aldrin then whispers to Seamus. He does realize that's an inanimate object, right?
You do realize he's a living piece of armor.
Yes, but still. Yeah,
Like-
maybe you're right.
I mean, it's kind of like...
Hey, maybe hold on. Third possibility. Maybe he realized it was a mimic and then said thank you, so it didn't attack him. So we all should say it as well. Thank you, Mr. Door, for allowing us into your gates.
That's a
And then I walk through.
much
I don't
You
do
see,
that
it
anymore.
worked!
The mimic attacks you.
Yeah, the 20-foot tall
I
mimic.
think okay.
Not again!
Okay. As you enter through the door, you notice that a large portion of the mist remains at the outside. And then the door closes.
Well, I guess there's no choice but to keep going forward then.
No, we didn't have a choice, really, in the beginning either.
To be fair, you're right. We have been kidnapped and forced against our will to be here.
I mean, honestly, for all of the kidnappings I've been a part of, this one's looking up.
Oh, I suppose it could be worse. Thieves Guild did a lot
Yeah.
worse to people.
Like, hold on. What have you been through in your life?
No,
Oh,
I mean literally, we're on one of the most historical finds of the age. This is pretty good.
You do realize we could die at any moment, right?
I could die at any moment anywhere. I could drink too much ale and get shot. Or just die. Or drink too much ale and get stabbed. And then die.
Braxton does make a factual statement.
Maybe he should just lay off the ale. It seems to be the common denominator in all his deaths.
Well, look at you, Mr. Medical Man.
Alright, I gotta break character for a second. I love Braxton already.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I know. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Alright, sorry, back.
To be fair, you have a point there, Braxton, but we all could be killed at any moment. But there is such a thing as risk assessment.
Oh, of course, I completely understand. But hey, do we see anything?
You're shooting the shit
Currently,
out the gate.
it's just the road. And the mist.
Okay.
The forest seems to be a lot lighter in these parts, however.
I guess we could keep heading down the road.
I agree. We should continue moving forward.
I
Do
suppose.
we want a marching order just in case something pops up? You know, play to our strengths and all that.
Yeah, we're fine.
I can move in the front if it brings you comfort.
Well, I can handle myself in a scrap anywhere, front or back, but I'm a little safer in the rear.
If you wish to walk in the back, that is fine. I do not believe us in danger, though. And if I am wrong, then I will be there to protect you.
It's
So
quite neighbourly,
Braxton-
Sonny. Nope.
Oh, sorry. No, you guys were talking.
Can you repeat that?
I was just saying it's quite neighbourly of you, Sonny.
Of course. I strive to set a good example.
So, Braxton is a guy who's used to having all of his danger being in ruins or dungeons or like crypts. And so, whenever he's out in the open, unless like, specifically told to march in a certain place, he usually just like takes up as much room as he can, going from side to he's literally like going from each side of the road to each side of the road. He's picking up dirt to look at it to see if it's different or magic
He's
at
like
all.
a dog off the leash on a walk.
Yeah. Because like most of his danger in his life is underground and stuff, and so like above ground isn't serious, and that's probably why he gets kidnapped a fucking lot. But don't read into it.
Braxton, you okay there? You seem to be picking up a lot of dirt on the road.
Well, you can learn a lot of things from that. What kind of local insects they have, whether or not you are due to lack of insects, whether or not you're into a place that is destroyed or hollowed, or like there's literal corpses growing out of it. How well fertilized is this? There's a lot you can learn from dirt.
If you find an insect, can you point it out to me? I would like to see it.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Speaking of insects, we haven't actually seen anything alive since we've been on this road except each other.
Yes, quite disturbing.
To say
But
the
yet
least.
peaceful.
Well, as peaceful as the grave, as they say.
Jordan, if you want a marching order, you can say SUN21 is in the front. Seamus is probably like in the middle. Aldrin is behind Seamus a bit, and then you can put Braxton wherever the fuck you want.
Okay. I'll make sure to keep that in mind for the Mind Flare encounter.
Well, of course, this could change as soon as we get very scared, but right now it's fine. So unless you want to throw a Mind Flare right at us right now, then sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best opponent I can fight.
Either way, you travel for about 2 to 3 hours, at which point in the distance you spot tall shapes, and with your approach you eventually notice that it appears to be a town of some sort.
Ah, finally, civilization. Or the remains of one. We can see what's going on down there.
You think there's people in there?
Oh,
Is there
I
any
hope they-
smoke coming out of the chimneys or anything?
Several chimneys do emit smoke, yes. Most of the windows, however, are boarded up, and in no house do you see essentially light.
Reminds me of home.
I continue to be astounded about how horrible your lives are.
Look, when you're raised in the slums of Baldur's Gate, this isn't too bad.
You were raised in slums.
Why?
Did your parents not give you everything you want and give you the best teachers and wealth ever wanted?
Well, my ma took care of me as best she could, but my dad disappeared shortly after I was born.
I'm sorry about that.
It's
Well-
okay. Apparently, my ma told me he went to go fight in some war. Never came back, though.
But honor. At least you have his honor. That's.
Aye, and his old sword, he says as he pats the long sword at his side. I had to admit I wasn't much of a fan of it, but it did save my life in a bit of a pickle.
True. Well, now that we're in the town, let's find a tavern. I'm quite famished, and I wouldn't mind cleaning up. This dirty thing is just ruining my image.
What dirty thing?
He points to the small amount of dirt on his boot.
Oh, I'm gonna take care of that for you
How-
right away. He snaps his finger, prestidigitation, it's gone. There you go, old
Braxton picks up a chunk of dirt and then more gets on it.
Aldrin visibly just cringes away from Braxton whenever he does that.
Well, Braxton, way to make all my valuable effort go to waste, but good on you, though.
Oh, I didn't notice. Sorry, I didn't even mean to.
Oh,
I
it's
apologize
okay, it's
very
okay.
much.
You just take your time.
Yes,
Here,
yes. And
what?
okay, it's okay. And he also snaps his finger and presses his.
Okay, so you both have the instant clean stuff.
Dude, Bard.
Listen,
Um,
prestidigitation is a
yeah.
great spell.
Yeah, Arcane Archer gets it for free or Jude Craft. It depends on which one you want to go. Either Nature or Arcane.
So, shall we proceed? I would be rather excited to meet more people.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Revelry and wine. Let's go.
On our way into town, did Braxton, through any of his digging, find a single bug or anything?
As you approached the town, it became a lot livelier, yes, and things like birds, mostly ravens, started showing up.
Oh, Raven's always a good
As
sign.
soon as I see one, I just stop and stare at it.
Sonny, you're okay there?
Yes, there is a bird over there. It is rather interesting.
You mean the
Is
Raven?
it what?
Is that what it is called?
Aye.
Then yes, the raven is interesting.
Well, fair enough.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to delay us. Let us continue.
Oh no, I'm gonna be delaying us more. Alright, so out of the bugs I was able to find, I found this meal, I found this worm, I found this I guess beetle, it's weird looking, and I found this grub.
I will intensely look at all of these.
Yeah.
You know, Daldrin, I think it's going to be up to me and you to keep this party together.
Then I must say, I'm very much worried for us.
Oh, aye.
Since I have no idea what you people want or do for a living. And honestly, you could all drop dead and I would have no care in the world.
I don't know if I can die, but as he straightens himself back up after he's done looking at the bugs. If you are inquiring about my occupation, I am what you would call a traveling priest.
Carrying a big stick at that.
Yes, with Peller's might and wisdom, I go and I solve problems for people in need, but also offer spiritual guidance as well.
Well, ain't that quite a bit of rough. I myself, though, I just make my living sort of, playing my flute, singing a song.
Are you in need of spiritual guidance?
Oh, no, I think I've had enough of that.
Very well. If your status change, please inform me.
Oh, fair enough.
So you all work for your money?
Oh, well, we don't all work for our money. I mean, the criminals are exceedingly rich, but, we mostly got that way because of our selling and buying of stuff. And so I've been mostly perpetuating that line. And honest to God, honestly, sorry, I'm trying not to do the whole sin thing. Honestly, it's a lot of fun not to just, sit on your ass all day.
Yes, it is. People feeding you, giving you wine and wealth whenever you
I
ask.
mean,
It's
that's
quite
good and all,
enjoyable.
but like, if a boulder chases you down a hill and you jump at the last second, and then like a Yanti lady stuns you, and then you fall down the pole, you fall down the hole anyway, and then you somehow survive and crawl your way out. That's a lot more fun than getting wine, right?
It
No,
definitely
no, it
makes for a
isn't.
more interesting story.
Indeed.
As for me, I simply go out to help people, and sometimes they give me coins. I take them to not be rude.
Yes, I suppose, yes, helping. Yes, you're helping your subjects must come first among all things.
So you're
Though,
some sort of lord, then I take it, Aldrin.
no. I'm just this humble knight of my lady, Tatiana.
Do I have any idea who that is?
That's up to him, really.
Do you know
How
any?
well known is
Yeah, Tatiana. He's technically how he says it is, he's one of the noble Eladrin. So he's technically, what's his title? A shire. I don't know how do you say it.
So he's a bigwig in your area.
Oh no, he's absolutely garbage. It's just that she has so many of them that they're basically, like how in like Game of Thrones you had those people in the courts that were always at the sides getting drunk off the king's wine,
Ah, you're one of them.
and 100%.
I was
he's
more
one of that.
referring to I know your lady's name, not your name.
Oh yeah, his job. He could technically, if he does something good enough, could rise up, but yeah, that's basically how all Eladrin and the Feywilds are. They're essentially just nobility without purpose.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, sounds
The one-
like. Out of curiosity, then, what made you take that piece of paper?
Oh, I thought it was a message for me. I didn't realize what it was until I opened it up.
Ah, gotcha. So you're kind of here by accident.
I suppose. But it's just so rare to leave the Feywilds, unlike my more primitive cousins. It's quite exhilarating, as you could say. I finally understand why you are grubbing around in the dirt looking for bugs.
All right. I see you. At least I'm not above the dirt enough to not look through. I can't come up with a decent comeback line to that. That was really good. You got me. You thwarted me.
In any
I'll
case,
figure something out.
how about we go see if we can find that tavern? Because I feel like I need a drink more than I've ever done before in my life.
Yeah. Wine is one of the greatest things in the world. It can kill depression and birth depression. Let's see how good they are.
Hey,
Don't worry, SU, I got you. Murder's a capital offense. There we go. I got you, bud. Same wavelength, Sonny.
Great, Braxton. That's just brilliant. Let's just keep moving.
Yes.
Okay.
I like how Seamus is the voice of reason in this party.
I know. How often is the bard the voice of reason?
So, as you enter town and you make your way to the more populated areas of it, from your brief glance, you notice that almost all of the inhabitants that approach near enough to you from the mist to actually get a good look at you, immediately flee.
I just wave at them and say, hello.
And goodbye.
Sonny, I wonder, do I notice if they're playing for anybody in particular they see, or is this like any of us they look at and flee?
Insight.
I do not have proficiency in this.
I must say,
You're not sure.
I must say, do they all think we are some wild court hooligans to run from us so quickly?
Yeah, maybe they just don't like strangers.
I mean, you
Perhaps
still have your bow out in your main hand as you're walking through town. You never put that away.
I'm
Perhaps-
not gonna shoot them, of course, unless they are, of course, unless they're, of course, either a rival or a member of the Wild Court. But what's the likelihood of that?
Perhaps they are simply just scared of us, as they do not know us.
That'd be my best guess. Tell you what, I could probably see about gathering some information if you old boys want to wait here for me.
Yep, hold on. I'll be right back for a minute. Something just came up.
No, fair enough.
Literally a minute.
Okay.
So,
Man, I really got it.
Oh,
Mm.
so you got what?
Go on ahead.
No, you're gonna say something.
I really got to type out Braxton's backstory because I know it. It's just the if you want a part of Braxton's backstory, literally he's starting off with less gold than his backstory would allow because he had to pay child support.
Nice.
Like Braxton is a storied character.
I got a lot for Seamus too, and part of the reason Seamus asked if you were from Baldur's Gate is like, I wonder if I robbed you at some point.
So how do you guys like SU-N21?
Sonny's fun.
I think literally every single one of these characters is fun and enjoyable, and I can't wait until we start breaking down and all crying. It's gonna be great.
Whose death do you think is going to be the saddest so far?
I don't even think. I think Jordan will keep us all alive, and so we have all these characters that we had fun with and enjoyable, and then they're slowly getting dragged through the mud, and we have to keep going with them. It's a punishment for both
for that.
players and us.
No worries.
Neighbor locked himself out. Needed to let him in.
Fun. Okay. Where were we?
So, you were about to investigate.
Yeah, I wanted to check out the town, see if I can meet some people.
Seamus, may I come with you?
He looks Sonny up and down. You know what, Sonny? Tell you what, why don't you watch the other two, just to be safe?
I mean, we could all just meet up in the tavern here. There's probably a tavern.
I mean,
yes.
I could ask someone.
Hearing this, he just Aldrin gets tired of waiting and turns closer to us and says, "Good. I presume who is this, a man or a woman?"
Well, considering every resident has seen us and fled, you probably don't see any nearby.
Oh, I'm fast. I'll chase them down if I have to.
Sonny will just walk into town.
I mean, I thought we were already
Goodbye.
in town for the most part.
Oh,
Good.
He
Good.
will just go up to the nearest building and then politely knock on the door.
Oh, this is great.
Hold on, something was triggered.
Oh,
Noted.
It was the door. The door is just like, how could you not compliment me as you touch me? What the hell?
I like what you could have
Sonny
bought
just
me
does
dinner
it for the
first.
gate, but not
Yeah.
even for me?
Yeah, Sonny could have bought him dinner first.
Yeah, Jesus. Ask consent before you knock.
Sonny, what in the world? Like, these people are scared of us, and you're knocking on doors.
Okay. As you do knock on the door, you hear no answer.
Okay, I will just say, if you are there, I am sorry to bother you. I just was curious to where we were.
You hear a slight shambling going towards you.
Oh, goody. This is gonna end well. Sonny,
I look towards the shambling.
No, this is shambling from the house inside.
Ah, okay. I will continue to wait at the door.
Sonny,
Okay.
Sonny, what are you doing?
Eventually, you just hear a knock. Another one. Third one.
Sonny, what?
Against the door?
Yes.
Sonny, why do you keep
From
knocking?
the inside.
Yeah, we can't tell.
I'm not knocking.
Wait, someone's knocking from the inside.
Oh, maybe they lock themselves in. You know, I did that a few times. I forgot my keys outside.
Braxton, you can unlock a door from the inside without the key.
And on my house.
Listen, when someone's knocking from the inside, that usually indicates someone's locked in. Usually someone's locked in because they're either a criminal, B, dangerous, C, diseased.
Do you need assistance in there?
You hear
the
nothing.
door
but
boarded
the- Yes. The door and the windows are both boarded up.
So we're either dealing with
Sonny,
a plague,
my,
we're dealing with
good-
criminals, or we're dealing with psychopaths. Take your pick.
Perhaps they are just scared. And I will look back at the door and I will say, I am sorry to have bothered you. I will leave now. And I will walk away from the door.
As he does, you just hear the knocking continue.
Can I see who's the closest person nearby that I can get to pretty quickly?
Nearby, there would be like about 100 feet away from you. You can spot figures in the distance.
Okay, Eladrin's going to stow his bow and put on a million-watt smile and rush off and say, "Ah, my good people, may I ask you a question?"
Okay, you see a human male and a human female, and as soon as you approach them, the both of them first attempt to flee, then realize that you are way nimbler than they first assumed, and then they kind of freeze up.
Like deers in a headlight.
Sorry for bothering you this he looks around. Pleasant evening, but I was just trying to look for directions to the nearby tavern.
Okay, at this point, make me an insight check. Okay.
Woo!
I have the eyes of garbage.
Eventually, the human male kind of regains some composure, and he points southward.
Ah, thank you. Oh, and may I ask a question? Where are we at this moment? What's the name of this town?
This is the town of Barovia.
Yes, of the land of, as he kind of does the like waving hand motion they do when they want to make people speak some more.
The land of Barovia?
Yes, town of Barovia, of the land of Barovia.
The land is named after the town.
I see. Well, so thank you, thank you, sir.
As soon as you go, thank you, both of them flee.
Seamus is just
Sick.
leaning against the wall watching this. Did you get any useful information there, Aldrin?
Yeah, I found the bar.
Oh, great. Braxton, you hear that? We got a place to get some ales.
Ah, that's more fun.
Hey, Shamus, if you are listening, that roll insight as well.
Braxton has been doing jack crap. Can you roll insight?
Sure.
13. It's not bad.
11.
Why do I have the highest insight out of anyone here?
Because I'm an int dex character.
Because I'm assuming
would
you're
charisma
proficient
and-
with it.
I am.
That's the reason why.
Yeah, I'm really good at acrobatics and charisma. And that's it.
So, Shamus, you're not sure what you just witnessed, but as soon as the Eladrin approached them, the both of them seemed in utter fucking terror, and then somewhat confusion.
Alonzo, you sure they pointed out us towards the tavern? And not just like a random direction to
Yes.
get rid of you.
No, I believe they seemed quite nice. They even answered my question about the land. We're in what did they say? Yes, the town of Barovia, of the land of Barovia.
Oh, so the town and the land's the same thing?
I believe they said the land was named after the town.
Seems kind of backwards if you ask me. Usually you name the land before the town.
Yes, I thought that too, but before I could ask them more, they seem to have scurried off somewhere.
Well, I suppose we can head towards the tavern. Usually that's a good place to get some info.
Yes, and wine.
Yeah.
Then should we
Can I-
be off?
Can I just get a single perception check real quick, and an in check from one of you?
I'll take the perception if the other wants to take an int.
I'll take the int.
Oof.
Okay. Um, Aldrin, you don't you're not too familiar with how human civilizations operate, but based on the Feywild, most taverns are essentially centered in town. They're not outskirts lying buildings, and yet you were pointed at the outskirts. You assume that they probably gave you the first answer they possibly could think of, and
So exactly what
Yeah.
Seamus just said.
Yep.
Thinking this and not wanting to prove Seamus right. Did I even point to you where it was? I actually never pointed out where it was.
South of town.
Oh, I said south of town. But you think? Okay, thinking this.
Well, you hadn't pointed out to us, no, but we did watch them point. I mean, we were close enough to observe.
Okay, yeah. So Aldrin's gonna walk to the center of town, and says, "Well, come on, drinking and debauchery awaits."
Oh, I.
Hey, the debauchery got me my last child support payment, so I'm good. But drinking's fun.
okay. As
You
you
are-
arrive at the
You're
as
with
you
child.
arrive at the jeez.
What's up, Sonny?
You're with child.
Oh man, kid already came out.
Congratulations.
Thank
Life-
you.
Life is precious, and I hope you value it well.
Yeah.
Okay, as you arrive at the center of town, you notice a single illuminated building with a two-story one with a sign hanging precariously proclaiming this to be the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Ah, finally. And for the first time ever, Aldrin is going to actively before you could see Aldrin was pretty monotone about everything and blanche about stuff, actually visibly grins and kicks in the door and says, "Poor people of whatever Pishin town this is, Aldrin Alarin is here, and it's time to party." And he dumps, I presume, all his gold of 20 and says, "Drinks on me."
Braxton
Oh,
looks at
it's an
Seamus and goes
alcoholic.
like, oh, Jordan died. Oh, fuck.
So Braxton looks at a Seamus.
Braxton looks at Seamus and goes like, you see, that's how you crash an economy of a small town in one day. He did a
Okay,
good
well,
job.
my internet just died.
Yeah.
Did you describe the tavern? Did you hear what Aldrin did after?
I heard what Aldrin was just about to do, which is kick down the door, and then my internet went goodbye.
Aldrin, if you
Yeah.
could repeat.
Yes. Yeah, Aldrin visibly grins. This is the first time you've actually seen him smile. He's been pretty monotone and blanched about everything so far. And he kind of kicks it in, grinning ear to ear, and he, with his 20 gold coins, he drops it onto the tavern table and says, "To the poor people of this somewhat adequated and honestly depressing town, I am Aldrin Alarin of the noble house of Aladrin. I bring you gold so that we may drink wine, dine, and possibly die. So I say to you, let's drink." And he raises whatever, I don't know, even if it's not the one he ordered, he just raises a glass nearby and raises it up and downs it.
I like I like the assumption that you got a drink right now.
Oh, I mean, he stole it from someone.
Well, in the tavern, as you do so, allow me to set the scene. You notice a single barkeep who is perpetually cleaning cups. Three young Actually, all of you have seen 3 young Vistani females sitting in one corner of the establishment, and a singular human male sitting at the other.
Bastani?
Yes.
Little hopping humans.
As you kick down the door and proclaim yourself, a veritable sort of emotions kind of range on the faces of both the females and the male. First confusion, then some sort of recognition, which quickly also turns into confusion, and at the tail end of that, one of the 3 just slowly gets up and leaves. But the human male kind of seems almost intrigued by it, and he kind of waves you down and just goes, "Ah, good sir, here. We shall have wine and be merry today."
Aldrin at first kind of looks depressed when there's not like a roaring applause and like raised glasses, and then he sees the here, and like he shrugs and sulks over.
Well, I'm glad to see the tavern just as cheery as the rest of the place.
I walk in and take a look around.
You see the same scene.
This is interesting. And I will kind of go in and just kind of stand and just kind of like wait for something to happen. As I'm just taking it all in.
Seamus will approach the barkeep as he kind of leans on the bar and just looks at him and goes, this is slow night, or is this sort of a regular appearance around here?
The barkeep kind of low growls and continues to clean his cup, and in between that he gives you the prices for both a pitcher and a singular cup of wine, which is 1 silver and or 1 copper respectively.
Seamus,
At
you'll
which
still
point-
see that Aldrin's 20 gold coin sack is still there.
Great. I'm gonna do something here for fun. I take it. As I just like snatch it up as I walk past.
Okay.
As Seamus grabs the 20 coins, he's like, tell you what, give me let's see, there's 4 of us. Give me 4 pitchers and keep the change. As he hands him a gold.
4 pitchers are presented.
Thank you very much. Here you go, lads. Drinks for everyone. Oh, Sonny, I suppose.
Thank you.
I don't know if you imbibe, but I figured it'd be rude not to at least offer.
I appreciate the gesture, but I do not consume.
I'll take it if he does not.
Oh, of course, Aldrin. I don't worry, it's on me.
I can consume. I just do not need to. If he wishes to take it, he may. But I appreciate your efforts and offer nonetheless.
Well, we should not have a good drink, get to know each other a bit better.
Yes.
Aye, so, Aldrin, who's this friend here you're sitting with?
Yes, I know. Aldrin finally realizes who he's sitting next to, and he says, yes, forgive me, may I have your name, sir?
As he puts the things he's been scribbling down on, he just goes, "I am Ismark, the Lesser," as the townsfolk refer to me.
And is there an Ismark the Greater?
Yes, my late father, who passed away recently.
I am sorry for your loss.
I appreciate that construct, as he kind of questions it.
Don't worry about
So,
him.
yeah.
We just call him Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny will hold out his hand and he says, "Yes, they refer to me as Sonny, but if you wish, you may also refer to me as SU-N21." As he holds out his hand.
Okay, Ismark attempts to shake your hand.
Sonny's hand grips his, and he will shake it, kind of like, again, very like robotically, as the best way to put it, and he will say, "May the sun bless you." And he will let go and withdraw his hand.
So, Mr.
Ah,
Lesser.
A
we
servant
should
of the Dawn
introduce-
Lord, I see.
Yes,
Alright.
you are
We
aware
should
of
also.
Pelor.
Sorry.
Paylor.
We should prepare.
Yes, otherwise known as the Dawn Father.
Interesting.
We are Aldrin's companions, I guess. I mean, we just met each other. I'm Broxton Cromwell, adventurer explorer, and Seamus, if you could.
Oh, yeah. Seamus here, a bard lover and drinker of all sorts.
And I have already met this one, and he presents a hand to you as well. Aldrin?
Ah, yes, forgive me. He gives him his hands and he shakes. Yes, Aldrin Ilarin of the noble Eladrin of the Feywilds. May Titiana's blessings be upon you, good sir.
Yeah. So, Mr. Lesser, do you mind telling us why everybody seems to be rather creeped out about us walking by? I know we make a striking group, but surely we can't be that terrifying.
I was gonna say roll me a fellowship. Roll me a persuasion with advantage.
$23.
Okay. He kind of looks at Aldrin and just says, I assumed you're out of town folk."
Yes, yes. We all just woke up on the road outside one moment. After getting this letter, as he kind of brings out the letter and shows him.
Okay. Do you show him the letter in full? Or do you just show him like a folded up letter?
I happen to know a burgomaster by the name of.
Okay. And my internet cut off again. Okay. Question. Do you show him the letter at full or do you show him a folded up letter?
I show him the letter I show him first the folded letter and I ask him, do you happen to know Burgomaster Indrovic?
He
Indrovich.
squints at you and goes, "Yes, I am his son."
Wait, what? Well, we received a letter from your late father asking for aid. And I show him the letter.
Yes. He takes it and takes a moment with it. At which point he kind of glances at you and goes, "Well, this does not appear to be my father's handwriting."
Are you suggesting that this letter is a forgery?
Well, when did you receive this letter?
12 hours, give or take. At least that's what I assume. I don't know how sleep works. I don't know how long it takes.
Benedict.
For anyone familiar with sleep, it's been about give or take 20 hours.
It's been
So
about a
he's
day.
not off the mark.
We're about a day off.
Yes, a pale man with black hair approached us, each individually, asking for our aid and handing us this letter. Or so it would appear.
I see. Well, I have some unfortunate news for most of you. It would appear that you have been deceived and led here by unscrupulous forces, to say the least.
Are there people in need here?
He kind of chuckles at that. We have naught but need here.
Then I am where I should be.
As for your earlier question, do forgive me, but it's not every day someone claims to receive a letter from your dead father.
So your sister isn't gravely injured and ill.
Not to my knowledge.
Or it would be his aunt, I believe.
Isn't this from his father's? Oh, yeah, it's his sister. Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
to clear up some confusion that this letter has caused, my late father has me as a true-born son, and I have an adopted sister who, last time I spoke to her, less than an hour ago, was well and good.
What about your aunt?
I have no memory of such a person.
Very well.
Well,
Do
perhaps
you-
you'd be willing to tell us then who would be interested in giving us such a letter. If you might know.
If I had to wager, the ruler of this fine land does occasionally enjoy making pranks, and all well-meaning diversions towards his very busy schedule.
I see.
So this
He
ruler,
must be
He
famous.
kind of at that point he kind of glances at the two remaining Vastani in the room.
Must be a very charming fella.
perhaps he brought us here so we may help you.
Aye, well, this is a waste of time. How the hell do we get out of Barovia? Whatever this place is.
I
Oh wait,
believe
no,
the
yeah, we're
pronunciation-
in Barovia. Yeah, because your dad works here. Yeah, we're in Barovia. Yeah.
How much are we drunk?
Is that just an empty picture at this point?
It was always an empty picture. Has been from the beginning.
Okay. Well, I say we drink Mary and deal with this in the morning. And he picks up the. He already finished one picture. He picks up the second picture and moves towards the two women with them with a grin.
Oh god. He already scared off one of them. I can't wait to see what he does to two of them.
Okay, the two Vastani look up at you.
Ah, enchanted ladies. As I said before, I'm a Eladrin, and I was wondering if I could enjoy your company for the night and speak of this land you call home.
Okay. As that's happening, by the way, Shamus, Ismar kind of gestures to you to essentially grab the rest of your party and make yourself scarce.
So we're leaving.
The insinuation here is he is attempting to use the Eladrin as a
Decoy.
Yep.
Seamus clues in, nods at him, and we'll follow him.
Okay.
I
We'll
see
leave.
Seamus. I see Seamus leave, and I am interested in where he's going, so I will follow.
We'll leave that scene as it stands. But meanwhile, Aldrin, the two Vastani look at you and just kind of curiously get you a seat.
Thank you, thank you. May I have your names?
Hmm. Hold on, let me roll for something real quick.
Galadrin explodes on the spot. Where, have you seen Galadrin? Yeah, he's over there, and over there, and over there.
So wait, what are these?
You know, I just realized.
There's a variant
I-
type of human, Michael. They're like
I-
gypsies.
They're not even a variant type. It's literally just a group.
Yeah. They're like gypsies as far as
like-
I can tell.
Like Romani. Okay,
Esmeralda.
gotcha.
Yeah, except instead of traveling the world, they travel through planes.
Okay, one introduces herself as Alti, the other one is Celeste.
Yes.
Uh,
As I said before, I'm a ladron of the Eladrin. I was wondering how such ravishingly beautiful ladies like yourself found yourself in such a dark and dreary land.
Oh well, we own the establishment here.
Oh, you do? Quite the investment. Huh? It's quite the good business acumen, I must say.
It was a gift from a good friend of ours. But
Oh.
enough about the boring old us. What brings you here?
You know, at one moment I was getting drunk at the revelry of Queen Titania at the summer courts of the Feywild when a man happened to bring a letter and he asking for aid in this realm, and me being the noble and honorable knight of the realm obviously took it up. He tries to like flex a bit, even though he has like a 9 in strength.
They nod and seem impressed.
And so I now find myself here walking the realms, guarding the weak and innocent, as all noble Eladrin are, of course, tasked with doing.
Have you been here long?
Hmm, a little bit, a couple hours, well, give or take.
They nod and just go. And what are you searching for?
Uh, I don't suppose you happen to know a burgermaster Innovic.
They kind of look at the now empty table, and um, one of them clicks with her tongue. At which point, a second one kind of excuses herself from the table and leaves.
Ah, my lady, please. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I'd rather much learn about you two and how we say enjoy ourselves as he raises his the wine pitcher. And I try to convince him to stay.
Okay, make me a persuasion roll. Oh, guess which group doesn't have to make stealth checks next time? Oh, eventually you charm the both of them into staying, and you have a nice conversation. Considering this is more or less slightly before noon, slightly after noon, my bad. They don't impart too much on the wine, but eventually they do tell you about a local Vastani woman named Madame Eva that lives outside of town, who has been known to help adventurers on their quests. And being the dashing hero that you are, they presume that you would want to meet her eventually.
Can I Can I insight them to see if there's any like malicious like thought or intent by this recommendation?
Yes.
Not good, but I'm unbelievably blind.
You aren't sure. Mortals are confusing little things.
Yes, yes. Oh, I forgot to ask. Who was this other woman with you at the time? She didn't seem to take with my brevity.
Yes, she had some business prior, and well, upon seeing the livelihood in the end, she made herself scarce, as she is not one for large groups.
I suppose. Well, more time to enjoy each other's company then. And yeah. Aldrin asks, I don't suppose you mentioned a friend who gave you the scent. He must really be quite wealthy and powerful in this realm.
He is.
Ah, then he must be a good man to know. May I ask his name, so that I may meet him?
Okay, at that point, the both of them kind of look at each other. You may make another insight roll. Okay.
When the bard's not the horniest guy in the party.
Indeed. But what? They give you the name of Petr Slojanovic of Valaki.
Valaki, is it another town in this region?
Yes, it's the largest town in this region.
Really? Huh. You would think they would name it then the realm of Valaki.
The realm is named after Barovia, for this is where the king of the land made his castle.
Oh, there's a king.
Yes, King Strahd.
Well, I must obviously. I might later on introduce myself, with the noble obligation and whatnot. But I must say, this realm isn't as dreary as I once thought, as he's just dialing up the charm.
Okay. Just for the sake of this, roll me another persuasion. Okay. Eventually, you have a nice evening with one of them, but no matter how hard you try, the other one, the one that first got up, eventually does find an excuse to leave, and you don't see her at all ever since then. If you want, you can make me no, this would be... Yeah, make me just a flat in check. Jesus.
So,
Okay, well...
so the Vistani women are going off to go fucking, I don't know, fuck up somebody, and we're gonna go fight them, and then we're gonna be like, where the fuck did Aldrin go? We're gonna find him in bed with one of them. Jesus.
I tried my hardest, guys.
Indeed,
Yeah,
but...
you just didn't realize what you were doing. You did a really good job of getting laid.
We are going to find a dead corpse of our elf.
Hey, we're gonna kill that time, right?
It's fine. Being killed off screen is barely being killed at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But no body, so no death, right?
Yeah. Transitioning to the wayward party that Ismar kind of bummed out with.
I gotta say it. It's just, I want you to open up the statement. Boy, I hope your friend isn't trying to sleep with them. They will literally murder him. Just like that's the opening line.
Strahd just goes, "Oh boy, those Vistani vicious creatures."
Yeah. They will eat
Somewhere
him
in between.
alive.
Yep. You thought I was bad.
The gypsy. I'm joking.
Is Mark will just kind of look back at the tavern and just go, well, your friend's a lot better of a distraction than I originally thought he was.
Why does he need to distract someone?
Well, a couple of things I could not say in front of them. You guys were deceived and brought into this land by false pretenses. The ruler of this land, an accursed creature who goes by the name Strahd von Zarovich, has made his domain here and has been terrorizing the land ever since.
I-
Okay.
Nope.
Occasionally, he would bring groups of adventurers that he would let loose upon the land for a time and then viciously slaughter them for his
So-
own enjoyment.
So he means to toy with us.
Yes. He has done so several times in my lifetime, and if both my father and our burgomaster's ledgers are concerned, this has been going on for quite some time.
That is unfortunate.
it sounds
I
like we're
wonder
dealing
what-
with the right prick.
I wonder what drove him to
Braxton.
such
Oh, sorry.
resistance.
What did drive him?
What?
Sorry. Braxton has been writing this all down. Like he's just like unexplored place. These people have been like Barovia is an entirely new place, and so like you've got Seamus and Son, just like oh no, and then you've got Braxton like okay, and how do you spell Strahd? You know, you know what I mean.
He's our nerd.
Well, no, this is a big historical
I
like
get you.
founding. No one's ever heard about this. If we escape this, there's a lot of info.
You get all those notes down there, Braxton.
Oh no, I lost the voice. Oh no.
It's going like this.
yeah.
Broxton. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, no, this is all very interesting, and if I could get a receipt, or if you could look at those ledgers, it'd be really good in for historical purposes. But yes, it is very, very terrible that all of this is happening, and if there's anything we could do to help, it'd be very much inclined to do so.
May I ask a question?
Please.
Why does this Strahd do these things? Do you know what drove him to become such as this?
He kind of... You kind of see the face of a man that has never actually considered that this is a question that can be asked.
Why?
And eventually he defeatedly he kind of shrugs. Strahd is a immortal creature, and he has been ruling for way past even my great grandfather's time.
He's immortal, is he?
He is something called a vampire.
Do I know what this is, given my holy
Yes.
duty?
I think it's common knowledge, man.
Alright,
Yeah,
just want to know.
vampires are common.
Oh, you don't say.
It is.
Well, you're
I was
lucky.
just a vampire.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you're a lucky one, aren't you, Sonny?
What makes you say that?
He ain't got no neck blood to drink.
I suppose this is true. How fortunate for me to not be born, but to be built.
Hey, he definitely gives you an edge in
Oh.
this scenario.
no, shame. I think you don't keep put. I think he may be going existential soon.
Oh no, I am in this situation to my fullest mental capacity. But
All right.
but if he is a vampire and he has been here for a very long time, do we have any hope of escaping this place, or even perhaps I hesitate to suggest finding a way to get him to come to a peaceful existence?
I believe the only peace that can be had with Strahd is the peace of the grave, and it will either be us or him eventually.
Sort of thing we
I
have to
would
put
like
down.
to- I would like to at least talk to him before committing to such a act.
I have a feeling we'll probably get our chance, Sonny. By the sounds of it, this is the right bastard's going to be toying with us.
If he does come to speak with us, do you mind if I lead? I have many questions I wish to ask.
With a vampire? Yes, Sonny, you can go right ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. As soon as you get, as soon as he draws anything that like you think is bad, though, make a secret signal with your hands. Why don't you put your thumb and pointer finger together, and then have the other three fingers kind of outstretched, and then that'll be our signal for us to try to help you.
You know what,
We-
Braxton? I think I got a better signal.
You mean like this, as he does exactly what you described?
Yes.
I
The
mean-
robot did the funny meme.
The other way to do it, Braxton, is maybe a little more subtle if we do this, and I will cast message and say, Sonny, just reply to this message.
But
Message reply.
Got it.
Hello.
You see, that's a little more subtle.
By the way, Sunny has been holding the hand
Okay.
this entire time.
don't you have to point to the other person whenever you cast message, though?
Of course, but it's pretty easy as I just kind of take my finger and underneath my hip, just point at him.
Okay. I mean, if you feel like it could be better, I still like the hands-on thing. But yeah, of course, whatever works best for our son.
The fact of the matter is with Sonny is what happens if he gets in a situation where he can't make a sign?
Oh, true. You know what? That is a good point.
Robot just goes alert, alert.
The red siren turned
Oh,
on,
red,
brrr.
No, it's just his plume will actually just stand up for a second. There'll just be a jolt of electricity through it, and it'll just cause it to stand up on end.
No, it's that.
So, may I ask, why are you helping us? I assume out of the goodness of your heart, but from what it sounds like, people around here are afraid of us. So, may I ask, why do you approach with no fear?
Well, people out here are mostly afraid of you because of the one we left in the tavern. You see, Strahd has an enforcer called Rohadin. He travels around in a black carriage and dispenses our Lord's justice, and he kind of winces at that statement. Rohadin is known to be an dusk elf, if I recall. And dusk elves bear a resemblance to whatever your friend is. He is far from what Rohedin is. I have had the pleasure of meeting Rohedin.
Ah, I see. So, a bit of a racist stereotype there.
Oh, he kind of nods, but it's not.
I mean, it's a little bit earned, mostly because, like, if you do see that man and you're caught unawares, you die.
Oh, I'm not referring to that. I'm just referring to thinking that our friend's like his friend because he's of the same species.
By the way, while he's speaking,
Uh.
does he have any sort of malicious intent?
Sure, roll me insight.
5.
On the level.
Jesus.
This party
Okay,
and our insight rolls, man.
If someone else also wants to roll insight because 3 people are talking to him,
I'll take a
I
crack
will
at
allow
it.
it. Jesus.
Fuck me.
We are the most easily deceived party in the world.
6-6. Oh my god.
We are like puppy dogs. Like, you tell us something and we will believe you in a moment's notice.
Look, I might not be able to gain an insight, but I trust the guy enough that he's not fucking with us. Seems to be forthright.
Yeah. I mean, he's been giving me a lot of good information. Yeah, no. This sounds great. By the way, I hope that Quasimodo kind of God listening in, also known as Strahd von Zervich, decides to give us a notepad page so we can write down this stuff so, it'd be easier for recaps and everything.
Fair enough.
To be fair, so you're saying is that we have a situation where this vampire lord of yours is basically taking people from another land and playing with them, and I'm assuming breakfast is on the menu, sort of thing. And he has an elf enforcer that looks a bit like our elf friend in air.
Yes.
Any other pleasant, great news you wish to share with us?
In my people's defense, most people haven't seen Rahadin. They have loose descriptions of him. He travels around in a black
Carriage.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In a black carriage, pulled by
Horses.
4 black steeds.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So they think
And
he might.
rarely leaves it.
So they assume our friend is him, but except without the carriage. And instead of traveling with 4 horses, he's traveling with 2 buggers and a robot.
In Barovia, it is better to be safe than sorry. Many people have made assumptions and paid for them with their lives, or...
Well, I suppose that's fair. So, great news. We'll have to tell Aldrin that he's going to have to be a bit more friendly, or perhaps change his appearance. Out of curiosity, though, is there any sort of people that everybody likes to trust around here, like a look or personality sort?
Come again?
Well, kind of like, is there like people that, like a type of folk that they like to trust? Like, you know how some people are like, oh, you love, like Ed sort of thing. Kind of, how to put this, is there a type of race people tend to like around here?
No, Barovians mostly stick to themselves. They rarely interact with others.
Ah, so they're all about the local boys.
Yes.
Good to note, good to note. And
It seems we
straight...
are at the disadvantage on that, then.
Well, I could probably fix that a little.
I look forward to seeing this.
Indeed, so you pulled us out of here to talk about all of this. Is there anything we need to do to help? Is there anything you'd like us to do to help in your current situation, or...?
I got one question, though. Why does everyone assume that Strahd sent a letter mention your adopted sister? Seems like a odd detail to add.
He shrugs and goes, I haven't got the faintest of clues. Most adventuring parties that have been led here, um, from their own descriptions, have been mostly led either by hunting the werewolves or just wayward Vastani.
Uh,
The latter is somewhat a first.
so always good to be special. So you got werewolves in these parts. This place just gets better and better.
If I may make a suggestion, if Strahd is doing this all for his amusement, perhaps the letter was a way to, as they put it, shake things up.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just wondering why he would bother to even put in a real person's name. I mean, he could have just said, my dearest Dorothy Winterberger, and we would have made no difference. In fact, why would he even use your father's name? He could have called himself whatever.
I suspect he wanted to reflect the truth to a certain degree, the purposes of which elude me, but
Look, you mind if we meet your sister? Maybe she's got a clue.
I have no qualms about this, but what about the one we left in the tavern? I doubt the three Vastani would try anything.
Yeah, look,
And it will take them at least 2 days to reach Ravenloft to report to their master, so
I
So-
see. So they're kind of the watchdogs. Here, 1 second. I'll just take a peek in there to see if how Alodrin's doing. And
this is about let's call this 30 minutes out.
yeah, I just peek my head and what do I see?
I don't know, I'll give Aladrin some freedom here. What does he see?
Is the second one gone yet, or
Yes.
or she's gone? So you see Aladrin. You kind of see his one weird aspect you see is his skin and hair color is visibly changing to a different color. Previously it was orange, now it's turning into a his skin turning to a light shade of green, and his hair is turning to a much darker shade of green, and it's going wild. And he's visibly just telling jokes, laughing, and heavily just charming the hell out of the last woman.
Ha! He's a mood. What an interesting fella. He's a mood rock. And he comes back in and goes, looks like Alodrin's got everything under control. I don't know if we need to get him or not. Yeah, I think he'd be a little upset if we disturb him. He seems to be quite the charmer.
Indeed, well, we should perhaps actually pick him up. You never know when you leave someone in Barovia whether you'll see them again, or how you will see them.
Seamus just kind of looks up at the sky, thinks to himself, "Do we really want to get him?" I guess if you say so. Volunteers. You know what, Sonny? Why don't you go in there and grab him? I think you're probably the best for the job.
If you have confidence in me,
Go for it. And as he leaves, Braxton just goes, "Last person I'd ever want to be is a cockblock. I figure the robot's best for the job for that."
I mean, I don't even know if he's gonna get laid.
Sonia will approach the table.
As you do, the conversation halts.
I will put my hand on his shoulder and squeeze a little.
Algin, how do you react?
When you first interrupt him, you see his he has an angry look in his eye, and his hair and eyes and skin start turning gold before he finally calms down and returns back to a green shade. And he then turns to the lady. To who was it again? Which one was this one? Stelia or Ilian?
Uh, Jesus, I'm trying to.
I think we were saying like Iliana and Stelia. So
This would be Celia.
ah, well, it seems I must go, Madam Stelia. But I cannot say that this time is not close to my heart. And he takes her hand and he kisses it, and he does he does a quick prestidigitation as it leaves the mark, like it looks like a kiss mark on her hand to remind me of to remind you of myself and keep you close to my heart. He says as he rises and does a quick and like courtly bow and flourish before until next time. Oh, stars of Barovia. And he walks away. Can I add a persuasion to boost it?
Sure. Quote unquote boosted. Oh no, actually. you
I know.
can
I knew
roll
it. He was
it.
another
my
nat
God.
20. The dude is just.
Crit.
Well done.
I am trusting as a dumb rocket and blind, but God, I can charm.
Apparently.
Like they're gonna go back to Strahd and go like, so yes, there was a Warforged, a weird guy, a bard, and a really hot one. Like, damn.
As he does this, Sonny will just go and pick him up and throw him over his shoulder and says, "I was told to come and grab you." And then he will march back to the rest of the group.
You know,
I want to say one of those that weird like French. He's like au revoir, bon voyage. Until next, like, he says it in like all the languages he knows.
like
and
he's
So
he's
long,
blowing all the
farewell,
kisses as he's getting
I'll leave her
carried
saying
out.
Goodbye.
yeah.
As I'm just like fireman carrying you to the back room.
Braxton was gonna, honest to God, say to Seamus, you know, you told him to grab him, right? Like, you know, he'll just grab him.
I think he's that literal. Okay, you're right. He's that literal. He sees him walking out.
Yes, Locke. We had to explain what a worm was.
Explaining something's different than being literal.
I have grabbed, as you instructed, Aldrin.
Oh my God.
Well, how you doing there, Aldrin? You can put him down, Sonny.
I will put you down.
Well, after ruining a night of careful courtship, I must say, quite annoyed.
Don't worry, we're gonna go see another lass right away.
I must say you charmed both Mirabelle and Sorvia quite well. Well done.
Oh, you mean Ileana and Sylvia?
He kinda arches an eyebrow. I see.
Yeah, they gave you fake names, mate. That's never a good sign.
When he hears this, when he hears this, I know it takes a long rest when this changes, but you can start seeing tinges of blue and his hair going like droopy and a pale white. Oh, and he says like, "Oh."
I fucking love this shit. This is such a fucked up party for this job.
You changed
I
color
don't know.
as well.
Yes, it's Oh, he finally realizes he's visibly changing. Yes, we Eladrin change depending on our moods. It can. Let's just say we're very emotional driven.
Yeah, must be
Also,
right. Sorry.
I should warn you though, if you ever see me go gold, run away.
Yeah, fair enough. I was about to say, you people must be right shit at poker.
Huh. It's why we drink a lot. It drowns the emotions.
I also change colors a little bit if I am spurred by strong emotion.
Yeah, no, alright. Those are, I cut myself with my swords and make it stronger, but, you know, that's my cool thing. I think when I'm just presenting cool stuff that happens, right? Oh,
Dude,
wrong
man,
exit.
you're going into your fucking.
Remember, you go. grovelly, you know.
Yeah, man, we're not playing
Broxton.
40k, man.
Look, it's like 1 a.m.
Good. Oh.
I know.
Broxton. Alright, yeah, no, so I just got myself on my swords. That usually just makes them on lightning, but that's about it. I totally cannot change in any way, shape, or form. You should, if you want, you can roll an insight. But
it's gonna fail, but okay.
Sure, I'll take a crack because it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Why is the only good insight this?
Sun will choose to believe you because you have not misguided him, and you've also shown him.
Aldrin, he's talking a load of bullshit when he says that.
Yeah, you don't
Aldrin.
say that,
But
Braxton.
since you got a 19, you know that he personally feels like there's a good reason to misdirect you guys.
In any case,
Aldrin,
Braxton, like, we gotta get going here. We got a lady waiting
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, I would prefer not to loiter.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
By the
And
way,
the,
Braxton, do
return-
you always just tell everybody you're not a shape changer? Seems like an odd thing to do.
Oh well, you know, it's a good thing because, like, you know, it's a good thing just to mention because, you know, if you ever do kidnap me, you'll know that it's me. You know, I won't be like some guy in disguise or whatever.
So you're not like a changeling or some of the sort.
Oh no, not at all.
Not good to know.
Hey, I know some good. Hey, I know some good changelings. They're not as all bad as you think.
Look, I never
I'm
said
not saying they're
changelings were
bad.
bad. Hell, wildest night of my life was with a changeling.
That
Roll-
would be the worst changeling, though. Greetings, I'm Ricky. I am not a shapeshifter.
But honestly, depending on how many shapeshifters or like even like not partial ones that exist, that's kind of just
Fair
smart.
enough.
It's great. Boy, we're just a
Okay.
right. We're just a right crew of interesting fellers.
Yes, we are.
Ismark will take your merry band and lead you to the Burgomaster's house. At which point, let's take a 5-minute break here, real quick.
Does the Burgermaster house have a giant M over the top of it?
No,
No golden arches? Oh.
no golden arches.
God, I remember hearing Burgermaster from Warhammer Fantasy constantly.
Yeah, it's a German word.
Mike,
I'm gonna use the
since-
bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get some
have
water.
fun. Have fun, guys.
Yep,
Uh,
I'll be back.
so yeah, no one who built my character with me is here, so I can't talk about him. So, yeah,
Eh.
it's
Well,
fine. You know what?
mean-
I'll give you a hint. There's a very specific reason that Braxton made sure, like, just because of something he recently heard, to start going like, totally not suspicious, guys. Don't you worry.
I mean, blood hunters aren't that. I mean, blood hunters are rare, so I suppose if you say. I mean, what's the blood thing first? That seems pretty on the nose.
No. It's the Crimson Right thing. Like, you know, you just deal damage yourself with a weapon, and then it deals lightning damage. It enchants the weapon.
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to kill yourself accidentally with it.
I am a Scourge ASMR, so I will be dealing constant and persistent damage to myself with Crimson Right and that. But so you know the Blood Hunter class. You know that one of them is the Order of the Lycanthrope.
Yeah, Michael plays one in the campaign we play, and he's gone to death so many times. If he
Yeah.
didn't have such a great healer, he'd be dead.
Yeah, and recently just mentioned is how people come to this land to hunt werewolves. So Braxton's a bit, that's scary.
Oh, good thing you suddenly ended up in a place with vampires.
I mean, it's very, very good for like, hey, vampire versus werewolf, but also that there's people who came here just specifically to kill him. It's like, huh, fun. Not like him specifically, but people like him.
Sonny's
Yeah.
just chilling. He's just like, oh, okay, I guess this is the scenario I find myself in. Well, I might as well try to do as much good as I can.
Aldrin's here to party.
Braxton's still chipper because he's fully expecting to be able to escape and stuff, and has not seen any horrors in this land. And it's just like, this is still a historical find, man. Like you're saying, oh no, it's bad. There's a vampire, dude. This is a land that disappeared from Neverwinter like thousands of years ago where we have no idea what happened here. If he can make it out alive, then you don't know how much shit's gonna how much honor is gonna go to Braxton Cromwell.
Oh,
He's just completely ecstatic about it.
also I should mention when you guys said Neverwinter continually winter, why it's called Neverwinter. It's kind of like Winterfell from Game of Thrones. There's a bunch of hot springs and a giant flame elemental under it. So when it's winter, it never freezes over, unlike the rest of the land
I
surrounding.
thought it's because there was a guy named Neverwinter who settled it, because like one of the freaking the open lord was like Never Ember.
Oh no, that's after the reason why it was settled was because all the geysers and natural hot springs and like a huge elemental under it made it perfect. Unlike Luskin, which is a freezing shithole, Neverwinter is basically like autumn throughout the year.
Nice.
Mm.
Anyways, back guys.
Hey. The reason why Braxton said he wasn't a shapeshifter, Heath, is because
No, I know what
Order
you
of the
are, man.
Lycanthrope.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what you
yeah.
are. We've talked about your character concept, Mister. I cut myself.
Also,
I cut myself, set myself in Radiant, and turned into a werewolf over the course of 3 turns. And by the 3rd turn, I'll be dead. But man, if I survive the 3rd turn, whoo-wee.
I
That'll be
think
cool.
our entire party is slow burn, man. Because I also take 3 turns to go full power.
me, it's pretty quick. Just shoot a bunch of
Just
what?
Well, the Crimson Right thing I can just activate, and then, like, as long as I don't take a short or long rest after activating, it's still active. I just have to have my weapon drawn. So,
Fair.
it's not the worst.
God.
Well,
This character, it's so easy to figure out what I'm thinking by just looking at me.
I mean, I like playing. Yeah, I the opposite of Seamus, who's literally I am an odd bard. I neither have performance nor frickin' persuasion.
Do not worry, I can help you in that department.
I don't think we need your help with right now with the way Aldrin's been rolling. Jesus fuck.
This is fair. But
Yeah, I can't wait to get like. Let's see.
I'm gonna be so sad when Sunny dies.
Honestly speaking, oh yeah, you're
You
the
guys
same.
named him and everything. I'm just like, oh,
We shouldn't have named him.
I'm like, that's the first mistake.
Isn't it like
You gotta
Sunny's HP just 31 or something?
Yeah.
30 HP Braxton. Woo!
27
26.
Seamus. Our fighter has the lowest
fourth.
HP.
Well, I rolled, so that's why I
I
got
should tell you
low.
my stats just to let you guys know. I have a 9 in strength, a 17 dex, 13 con, 0 in wisdom, and an 18 in charisma.
Charisma. You maxed out your charisma.
Yes. I may or may not be planning to eventually go hexblade and deal melee damage and be somewhat competent in melee.
So what
This
you're
seems like
telling
an
me
odd
is your
combo.
plan.
Hmm?
So what you're telling me is your plan revolves around strolling in Castle Ravenloft and going, "We're here to party."
I mean, honestly, dude, all you have to do to be competent in melee is pick up a bloody rapier.
I don't have one, but I went the
Find one.
classic elf. I went the classic elf route of 2 scimitars.
That's my point, right? I mean, two rapiers, like you're a melee. You have your melee.
Yeah, I do. It's just like I want to be better at it, but it's fine. It's
I mean, all you
cool
got to
once
do
I
to
get
be
my-
better at it is up your dex by 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning to get I plan to get 1 in dex and 1 in strength, so I'm no longer in negative.
Mm.
And all I gotta say, I wonder if I can use this. You know,
I mean,
I
got
built. You know,
Oh.
Oh, I was just gonna say I built this character with the concept of what a courtier frat boy, and so it's going well.
I mean, I rolled some
Except,
pretty
you
good
know.
stats for my guy. I got a 10 strength, 14 dex, 16 con, 13 int, 14 whiz, 18 charisma. Which, for a bard, is really nice because, jack of all trades, right? When I get to that level.
If you get to that level.
Fair.
I just want to build a really friendly robot.
You'll be sad when we have to scrap them.
Braxton was a
Pete, why
character
you gotta be
concept in there.
cruel?
I hurt myself faster than the DM could hurt me.
That was so funny. I was so tempted to leave Eladrin in by himself and just have him fucked to death. I mean, that's what a way to go.
I mean,
It's how he would have wanted it.
Hey, if someone would fuck you to death, it would be a fucking Vastani.
Shall we continue?
Yep, we're good to go.
probably say I'm in spring form at the moment. So if anyone's asking about that,
Oh, fair enough. And we just assume you're mood rock at this point.
Yep.
God, I can never think of fucking Eladrin ever again. Thank you, Heat. Every time from now on,
Keith
every
ruining
time from now
everything.
on when I see an Eladrin, I will just go, "Oh, hello, Moodrock."
It's their lore. They're just mood rocks. They're sad. They're winter. They're happy. They're like spring. They're very angry. They're summer, and they're like basically neutral is their autumn.
Yeah, you gotta love that, eh? The way to ruin
It's
D&D.
The sad part about Eladrin is when they're depressed, they're winter, and so they can't even like snuggle up and stay in bed all day because it's just so cold.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, their tears literally turn into ice as soon as it comes out. That's in the lore.
Yeah.
That would be so painful.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Which keeps them in winter form.
So,
Yeah.
we are heading towards the house.
Indeed. So, the Meriband viewer eventually led to the Burgomaster's manor. You can relay any and all of this information you wish to Aldrin.
I took notes, so
No, I'm assuming he heard most of it. I'm just saying that for the purposes of in character.
Can I ask the question with the lesser guy? This is totally in character that Aldrin totally just whiffed on their names and honestly doesn't care. Hey, Mr. Lesser, do you know a place called what was that? What was the name? Gave me Vishlock or something like that.
Valaki?
Yes, there, right?
Yes, that is that's the main hub of Barovia.
Oh, what about this Mistress Ina outside of town?
Eva. And
yes, her.
she is a well-known Vastani that occasionally makes camps on the river side of the. Now, Ismark would not forget the name of this river, but boy, did Jordan did. But yes, he goes on the side of river. What's its name?
Yes, what's its name?
Jesus.
From Greater What's It? A split off
Ah,
of the.
that's Sir River. I apologize. It just has a weird name.
By the way,
it could have been a tributary of river. I don't know.
By the way, Jordan, as we're like moving about, I'm just gonna pop a divine sense.
Hold on. That's actually.
That's an interesting point. He would get does he get possible pings from party members?
why would he get pings from party members?
Because of races?
Oh, true.
Then that allowed him to just beep out Faye.
I know you're not. He can't detect Faye because he's not an ancient one, but
Oh, he isn't. Yeah, it's true. What are you?
Well, I know for a fact
Look. Just don't worry about it. Like
Yeah.
we'll wait. We'll wait for Jordan to say some stuff. It's okay.
Whether he gets a ping or not.
Indeed. Now, Jordan has a lot to say.
Hmm.
So, you know what? For the purposes of this, what does everyone else think? Should actually Eric's character pop onto this?
I mean, it makes sense considering the bloodline, right? I mean, it'd be. I rule it kind of like you get that. It's not a full blown, but you get like a faint sense, right? In the same way that I let tieflings, you get that faint fiend, right?
Okay, fair enough. It's fine. We can compromise here by essentially, Sunny. This is what you get. So you are
It's got to be within 10 feet of us. Or, no,
60 feet.
yeah.
60 feet, yeah.
So, you are here. Okay, I'm gonna need a different color. Thank you. You are here, and you started making your way downwards. The furthest house downwards is the burgomaster's.
Oh.
Yes. As you pop divine sense, you start sensing something from Braxton, and then it's immediately overwritten by what at first are 2, 4, 12, 24. And as you make your way downwards, the number just keeps multiplying, all registering undead, all appearing from the houses near you.
You look a
Yeah,
little nervous there, Sonny.
Oh no, his facial expressions do not change at all. Who is who? I'm sorry, I already forgot his name. The person leading us right now.
Ismark.
Ismark, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who lives in these houses?
Hold on, let me roll insight. Okay, is Mark squints and goes, define which houses you mean in particular.
I start pointing to the ones that are giving me undead signatures.
Yep. Something that everyone would probably notice each time Sunny points at a house, it's most of them, like a good 8 to 9 of them out of 10 have been boarded up. And as you start pointing, Ismark just goes, I'm guessing you are indeed of a holy persuasion.
Yes.
Is it really that bad?
I am sensing a multitude of undead. Walking down the street, I've already sensed 20, and the number keeps rising as we continue.
Yes, about a week ago, a plague started spreading through town. It takes a person roughly half a day to succumb to it, and each one that does just transforms into a horrible ghoul-like abomination that seeks to consume everything it sees. I have most of my men patrolling the city for signs of infected homes, and we have eventually just started boarding up the ones that...
That seems a rather inefficient way of dealing with this sort of thing. Would it make more sense to clear them out?
Or burn the homes?
At first we tried doing that, but eventually we just got swamped with undead. We eventually contained them, and it was decided that since they can't leave their houses, we will take out the people that seem uninfected, and The ones that are, we just board up to deal with later.
Perhaps later I can walk about the town and point out houses that have infected individuals.
I fear that if we don't get to the bottom of what is causing the plague, this may turn into a undead hellscape rather quickly. It has been it has been well it has been only a week and already about 20% of the population has turned into undead.
And you're not sure what's causing the infections. Like, is it like a bite from the other infected, or is it like any idea at all?
Perhaps the drinking water?
Most people don't drink water in
Infected cattle, maybe.
Barovia. Perhaps.
Well, in any case.
Speaking of which, we have that has been one of the concerns that myself and Irina have been trying to figure out. That and the missing persons have been keeping me rather busy.
Yeah, there have been missing people on top of a undead infestation.
Yes, the missing people is a much older problem for more or less the past year. About, on average, a person a week would just vanish.
That's a bit much, but I mean, we can take a look into it if you'd like, since we're here.
If you would be so kind as to lend aid, I can reward you too.
Yeah, that'd be quite appreciated.
I have taken my oaths to help all those in need that I can assist. I will do what I can.
God,
God,
I need coffee.
1 second. I gotta make a wisdom save. Okay, Seamus won't be an asshole. I was literally about to steal your share, Michael. I was like, oh, in that case, Sonny, I guess you don't mind if I take your share.
Yes. Well, as well, at least I will be in need of more cash. And as he pats his belt, just realizes he doesn't have his pouch of coins with him. What? As he rapidly starts patting himself, and you see his hair start to go gold and more gold.
You okay
Are
there?
you becoming,
No, someone stole my gold. Who could have been? It couldn't have been those ladies. Could it have been? No.
I thought you
They
offered
loved me.
I thought you offered it all to the tavern owner.
Did I? As he pauses to like actually remember.
We did kind
Oh,
of throw it
yes,
all
I
out there
did.
and wanted drinks for everybody.
Oh yeah, I did. And then he slowly calms down. His hair goes back to green, and he's like, "Oh, well, whatever." And he starts whistling a tune, and he moves on, totally oblivious about what happened before.
And Seamus just walks jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, carrying all the coins.
I didn't know you were so rich. I thought you grew up in the slums.
Well, I've been an adventurer for a while. Growing up in the slums doesn't mean I stayed there.
Is Mark collecting blackmail on Seamus? Don't worry about me.
No, we should. So are we close to his home yet?
Yes, eventually you arrive at a very large 3-story house.
Am I getting any senses coming from the house or no?
From this house, no.
Okay.
Make me... Yeah, just make me an intelligence check. I'll give
Me?
you advantage on this one. Yeah.
Cool beans. Intelligence, you say? My best stat. See? Best stat.
You succeed to a point. Okay. Let me write down 15 somewhere and I'll keep that one in mind.
Boy, I'm really regretting not
so-
playing my wizard right now, but we needed a healer anyways.
As you enter the building, the double-sided door opens to a large 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to, on one side, a brightly lit chapel, and on the other side, a very well furnished dining hall. In one end of the dining table in said hall, a tanned brown-haired woman is fiddling with what appears to be documents. As Ismark arrives, they greet each other, and Ismark introduces you to Irina Kaloyana.
Hello, as I do the whole. And just assume every time I introduce myself to someone, I do the circle hand
Yeah.
wave.
Pleasure to meet you, Lassie, and Seamus will do a bow.
I
Uh, Aldrin walks up, does a flourishing courtly bow, and grins. It says, yes, I am Aldrin Alarin. Pleasure to have made your acquaintance, madame," as he takes her hand and, does the whole kissing on the hat thing.
Okay.
I-
Irina seems flustered by that gesture, as whilst Ismark has been given the what is essentially noble etiquette, Irina has not. But she appears to take it in stride.
Anyways, Adam,
I
Miss...
am.
There's a...
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I am SU-N21. Though my companions has given me the designation of Sunny. It is a pleasure to meet you, as I extend my robot hand.
Yeah.
Okay. With this, she does shake the Warforged's hand.
I shake it and say, "Blessings of the sun upon you."
Name be Seamus, Mum. Pleasure to meet him, such a bonny lass. And our
And that one?
good friend here, Braxton. He's apparently too busy writing in his journal about all the neat things he's seeing. And snoring.
Eric.
I think Eric fell asleep.
Eric?
That is snoring. Eric is asleep, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Apparently,
Should we-
he's tied one too many on.
Should we just call it for here tonight then?
yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was interesting. Yep. So, as a brief summary, firstly I apologize for the lack of coffee I am currently experiencing.
All good.
It's also 8 in the morning. Yay!
By the way, do we want to start earlier next week?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I'm good to start a little earlier.
Yeah, I'm free.
I mean, good to start like an hour or two earlier. Oh, yeah,
There we
just-
go.
There you
No,
go.
I just disconnected Eric.